it's Lizzie. Happy Earth Day! Since it is a holiday today, I thought we would do a holiday themed stream talking about Earth Day, environmentalism, what is Earth worship. I saw a lot of strange content on Twitter today against Earth Day posted by Christian Catholics, which was shocking to me that it's controversial to celebrate Earth Day. And before we get into the video, I do have a disclaimer. I was sleeping last night and I actually lost my nose ring. So I have, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. So I have this giant like earring thing on my nose. Hi Raul, hi Trudy. Because I literally lost my nose ring and so there's nothing I could do about it. So I'm just stuck with this giant earring because here's the thing. So nose rings close so fast. So if you don't have something inside the piercing, it's gonna close, which is fine. I could get it re-pierced, but that's such a waste of money. So I thought that that's what I'll do for the next couple days. I did order a nose ring on Amazon because it's actually so hard to find nose rings, where to buy them. I remember when I got my nose pierced and was trying to buy some, I went to like physical stores. Oh, nose. The title is so clickbaity. It's actually not, because I have a question mark. If you have a question mark, you're asking a question, so it's not clickbaity. We're actually going to talk about Earth worship, which is very relevant to my brand because my April Fool's Day prank involved me saying I used to be an Earth worshiper, saying that liberals are Earth worshippers. And I included this in my set of tweets for April Fools, and people thought it was legit. Like, tens of thousands of people saw this tweet, it went viral, and people didn't even question it. They thought like, yes, liberals are into Earth worshiping. People who care about the environment are into Earth worshiping. That was just like the general tone of Twitter. And I don't know if that's like just on Twitter, if it's just people who use Twitter, or if there's a lot of people who think like this, but it was really, really bizarre, and I was shocked that anyone believed my April Fool's Day prank just because of that one detail. So, yeah, that's the theme of the live stream. Sorry, I'm trying to... Do you guys like that better? I kind of like the angle. I don't think it's Earth worship. Does mean you care about the Earth and care about protecting the environment. Doesn't mean Earth worship. I mean, God created the Earth, so why not protect it? Earth worship is a real practice. It's, hey guys, we can't make comments like that. Please do not. Isn't it wonderful today is Earth Day and the gospel reading was for God to love the world? Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. That's like the sweetest thing ever. I love that so much. Aww. Wait, let me rearrange my tripod. I also have a ton of things to show you guys to talk about my favorite ways to be environmental to celebrate the holiday. But first, I kind of want to talk about my ideology of veganism and one of the reasons I'm vegan, which is the environment. So I highly recommend you guys to watch the movie Cowspiracy. It's not dairy or eggs, it's only meat. And they have been actually cutting down a lot of rainforests in South America and in other parts of the world because of grazing animals, but also to grow the grain. And so they cut down rainforests to grow soybeans and corn to feed animals that we then eat. So it's a huge environmental disaster. And I think a lot of people, when I talk about why I love the environment and want to take care of the environment and want people to eat less meat, people always accuse me of being an Earth worshiper and not being a Christian and all of these things, and like, oh, global warming doesn't even exist. And my thing is, it's not just about global warming and the temperature of the Earth. It's about why are we destroying the oceans? Why are we making all these species go extinct? Why are we cutting down the rainforest and in rainforests making species go extinct? Why are we polluting the air? You know, there's so many issues other than the temperature of the earth that have to do with environmentalism. And so I think when it comes to like the government as well and government regulations and the Environmental Protection Agency, you can like not believe in global warming at all and still be an environmentalist. So, and torturing animals. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons to be vegan, but yeah. Anyways, so for the live stream, what do you think about the whole Pokemon Vatican just live in the Amazon. And the main thing I said at the time about it is that in America, Protestants accuse Catholics of worshiping images and worshiping statues when we're not, when we're really not worshiping them. And so then Catholics are doing the same thing to our Catholic brothers and sisters in Christ in the Amazon by accusing them of worshiping a statue when we get accused of that all the time by Protestants in our own country, by other Christians. And so why would we do that to other Catholics? It's really increasingly cruel. So that was my whole view on the conflict. I think worshiping something, then they're not worshiping it, and you just have to believe them and try to understand their culture. And I think that appropriating pagan religious customs has always been a huge thing in Christianity. It's not new. It's not something just that the Amazon did. So that was really upsetting a lot, how it's okay when Western culture appropriates something from a pagan religion, but it's not okay when the Amazon exists. But that's how objectively it came across. So I would never want to involve myself in a perspective that comes across as racist. I mean, not only for my brand, but like as a person. So yeah, it's how and not. So those were all my thoughts. I know that that kind of came back into the forefront of dialogue because Taylor Marshall came out and said he was more of a part of it than just reporting on it. So yeah, but no judgment towards him. Obviously, we know different information about things. So anyways, I am going to read some of your comments, and then I have all these things on the ground to talk about my favorite ways to be environmental. I'm so excited because it's so easy to help the environment in daily ways. So today's gospel, boom. Liberals are into common sense. Can you delete comments? Yes, and moderators can also delete comments. So when I see something that will get me demonetized, a lot of different things get me demonetized, I reset the comments and then demonetize. And if I read a comment, me saying it and demonetize my content. So that's why I delete comments. So yes. Veganism made me realize how insane it is that we are filtering our nutrients through another animal in general. It's crazy. Yeah. So we're putting so much water and grain and soybeans into animals for years and years of their life and then harvesting them and killing them to eat them. Meanwhile, world hunger is running rampant, and it's actually really heartbreaking because in some countries that are raising animals for animal agriculture, they're actually dealing with hunger. And so if they would just use the food that they're growing to feed their own people, then they wouldn't be in that situation. So it's really heartbreaking, and it's honestly like a huge luxury to be able to be vegan. I absolutely think that. I think that in a lot of times throughout the world, like people couldn't be vegan because they couldn't like get fresh fruits and fresh vegetables from like import them from other regions and other countries. So it's like a modern thing. It's a huge luxury. I totally get it. But it's totally possible for most people to be vegan. It's really, really easy. And especially with the environment and Earth Day and everything, eating less meat is like the number one way to help the earth, because 3 gallons of water goes into like one hamburger, 300. And if you get a veggie burger, it's like 30 gallons of water. So just that alone. Actually, I think it's 500 gallons of water. I'm not caught up on all my vegan apologist stuff. Veganism is so good for the environment. You also don't have to go full vegan, even partially helps. Yeah, exactly. And that's why like on my Instagram post today, I said like eat less meat. Even if you just cut down your meat by half, that's like an astounding difference in helping the earth and helping everyone. Do you know the percentage of bipolar 2 people actually become bipolar 1? Yeah, that's a really interesting thing. So I was first diagnosed with bipolar 2. I think definitely like, and I've made so many videos, dozens and dozens of videos talking about this, but bipolar gradually develops. And so I had like manic-esque hypomanic chill mania, and then I had full out hypomanic, and then I had manic. So it gradually develops over time for sure. Let's read more comments. Another thing I point out is prior to the flood, God didn't ordain eating animals. Meanwhile, in the garden before the fall, when humans were as they were meant to be, we didn't eat meat. Yeah, so humans were totally vegan before the fall in the Garden of Eden, and people hate when I say that, but it's true, and that was paradise, and that was the most amazing thing. And so they actually had to kill animals to eat and kill animals for clothes. So it was like a negative thing, sacrificing an animal. And in so many cultures, like in the ancient world and Native American culture as well, there's like this profound respect for animals when you life to survive, but like that's what you have to do. And there's that kind of attitude. Whereas today, because we don't kill our own animals, there's not like that reverence and that respect and that gratitude for the life. Is honey okay for vegans? Honey is not vegan. I know it's a controversial topic in the vegan community. Steaks are good once they're not. That's what I understand it. There was no death in the garden, so they probably did not need to eat at all anyways. They were eating though, because they said you can eat from any tree in the garden except for this one tree, the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Oh my gosh, I am not caught up on my Bible if I don't even know the name of the tree. So yeah, they were totally eating in the garden. Jesus was not vegan. Yeah, and I made an entire video. Hola Lizzie. Hi Justin, how are you? I made an entire video talking about why I'm vegan in 2018 that summer. So go YouTube search Lizzie's Answers, why everyone should be vegan. And that will come up back when I was blonde. And I talked about why I'm vegan and I addressed the but Jesus ate fish argument because oh my gosh, it gets so boring and old. So I've already addressed it. Someone just deleted their message about Jesus and the miracle of the loaves of the fish. Like I said, it's a huge luxury that we can be vegan today and that we can grow so many beans and legumes and rice and whole grains and bread. And it's so easy to get food from all around the world. And so that wasn't possible as much. I mean, it depends on where people live. Like in China, for centuries they've been eating like rice mainly and vegetables and not dairy and not that much meat, so it totally depends on the culture. Jesus did the miracle of the loaves and fish and turned water into wine but wasn't approved. Anyways, so I have some things that I want to show you on easy ways to be vegan. So number one, I feel like everyone does this, but you're actually not allowed to do this right now because it could spread the thing, which we shall not be named because I'll get demonetized immediately. Hi Michael, how are you? So bring a reusable bag when you go grocery shopping, and this actually, it gets like really tiny and then you can like put it in a little pouch that I carry, but it's actually like increasingly really difficult to get it into the pouch, so I just like crumble it up and put it in my purse. But yeah, getting a reusable bag, and most of these are amazing quality. Get several of them depending on how many groceries you get at once. And then you don't waste plastic and paper, and I'm so happy that in a lot of states they're doing a tax for bags, so it forces you to get serious about bringing a bag. The second thing that we just talked about, we can't use tote bags. No, not right now because it could spread it. Guys, do not say that word. Please, please, please. Don't say anything having to do with the world thing happening because it gets me demonetized. So we can't talk about it. We can't say the word. It gets me demonetized. They literally have something that like looks through comments and listens to voices, so we can't talk about it. I know she'll get demonetized if you say those words. Yeah. So I really, really would love everyone's cooperation and being really careful with what you say and being like super family friendly. Like, don't say anything you wouldn't say around a 5-year-old child. You know what I mean? Like, that's how family friendly you need to be. Anyways, so here is a cardboard packet of veggie burgers. These are my favorite ones from Trader Joe's. They're the quinoa cowboy veggie burgers with black beans and corn. They're really, really good. So eating less meat is the #1 way to help the environment. It's so easy. There's so many fake meat options and also fake dairy and fake eggs and fake cheese and fake ice cream, everything. So it's like never been easier to be vegan. And so if you just supplement regular burgers with veggie burgers, and instead of doing ground beef, do like ground beef crumbles that are vegan, it's so freaking easy. And the #1 contributor to global greenhouse gases and the #1 contributor to destroying the oceans and destroying the rainforest is eating meat and eating fish. And actually, when they go fishing in like the deep sea, they have like a giant net, and it like brings up all kinds, like a huge gigantic net, like bigger than this room. And they go underground and they tear apart so many, so much of like the ocean floor and like coral reefs and stuff. And they also take with them like all sorts of animals. So like dolphins, sharks, um, any kind of sea creature that you can imagine that is really, really precious, like turtles, manatees. So they're fishing for fish, but they end up tearing up coral reefs and taking all kinds of animals with them because they have like a giant net. So it's destroying our deep sea life. And so it's really important. And fish is honestly polluted with so many heavy metals anyways. So it's not healthy for you to be ingesting fish anyways, and meat as well. So many antibiotics are put in it, and now we actually have so many diseases that are becoming antibiotic resistant because we're eating antibiotics by eating meat. So not only is it not good for the environment, but it's also harmful for you to be eating all of these things all the time. So that's why I recommend to cut out fish and meat from your diet. It's the best thing. So the next thing, which this is like life-changing for me, like this is the best purchase I've ever made. Maybe not ever. That's actually would be a great video, like the best purchases I've ever made. I think my guitar would definitely be one of the best purchases. Also, my curling iron and straightener, because they have lasted since I was 16 from this company called Royale, and they were pricey, but it lasted that long. So definitely like, and probably my luggages I got my freshman year of college because they still work really, really well. But anyways, this was like $20 at, I think I got it at like Marshall's or TJ Maxx, like one of those stores like that. It was like $15 or $20. So it's a tumbler that has a straw on top. And number one, it forces you to drink so much more water because it's a giant thing. And when you sip water, you drink more. So you can actually bring this to Starbucks, Pete's Coffee, your favorite hippie coffee shop, and they will pour the coffee in this cup rather than in a plastic cup that will be thrown away. And then obviously it comes with a straw, and then you can clean this every time you're home. So I recommend just taking this around, and also you can take it with you and fill it up with water at a water fountain. It's really easy, it's lightweight, and it's so cute. This is like the cutest thing I've ever owned. There's like palm trees and flowers and flamingos. It's like the most adorable thing, right? So just get a really, really cute hat. Someone commented, hey, I don't understand. I have a fake Hydro Flask from TJ Maxx and I like it a lot. Yeah. So water bottles, and I just feel like a tumbler is easier to drink out of, so I really recommend this. The next thing is to shop less, which is crazy, but because we go through so many clothes so fast, a lot of people buy clothes, end up throwing them away, and they end up in the garbage. But more so, it takes a lot of energy and water to produce clothes. So instead, go to thrift shops and buy clothes like that. Or a lot of clothes I have in my closet, my friends gave me because they don't want their clothes anymore. And I've given away so many of my clothes that I don't wear that often to my friends. And so if you just like bring your friends over to your apartment, or you go through your clothes and then show them to your friends and give away clothes that you're not wearing, and then you get brand new clothes, and then your friends get brand new clothes, and you can even sell them to your friends if you want to, or use Poshmark. And yeah, so it's really, really important to not always buy new clothes, but do reusable clothes. And like this is from one of my old roommates, and it's really, really, really cute, and I love it. And it's like getting new clothes, and it was something that she was never wearing. So yeah, that's so important. I've been purging my house lately. Anyone else doing that? I've been organizing my place lately, but not that. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is called a period cup, which this one is the Diva cup, but these are becoming like increasingly popular. So many companies now are making period cups, and it's so, I was gonna say it's so easy. It actually is really difficult to learn how to use a period cup. There's like a huge learning curve. So this is what it looks like. For any guys watching, tell the women in your life about this. Tell your best friends and your mom and your sister about period cups and invite them to use them. Just because, think, every single month for like 3 to 7 to 10 days, women are using like 10 pads or tampons every single day for about a week out of every month, every single year, and all of that is getting thrown away. So it's a huge waste of cotton and plastic and paper, and like, honestly, it's not just like the tampon and the pad, but everything that goes around it. So the packaging as well is being thrown away, and the cardboard that it comes in every single month. So not only is it horrible for the environment to use tampons and pads, but it's so expensive. Like, I have saved probably $1,000 so far or more by not using pads or tampons. I got my Diva Cup when I was a senior in college, when I was 21 in 2016. I've had this for 4 years. This was only $35. So I paid $35 and it lasts for 4 years rather than paying like $20 every single month, 20 to 30. I don't know how much you guys spend. But it's so expensive. It's a huge hassle when you're traveling. It's just like super annoying. And I made a whole video talking about my period cup, so you can search LizziesAnswers period cup. I know people are leaving and everything, but it honestly like locks in the scent and the blood, and it holds so much blood that you can stay all day without changing it. So you only have to change it in the morning and at night. So it's so easy. You don't have to think about your period at all. So that's what I recommend. And if you go vegan, it shortens your period and gets rid of cramps once you cut out dairy. So yeah, this is good for the environment. Veganism is good for your period. So my mom won't let me get one of those, actually. That's weird. Should us guys check it out? Yes! You should get a Diva Cup for your girlfriend for her birthday or Christmas. It would be a great gift. And it's really hard to figure out how to use, so you have to practice using it when you're not on your period to practice putting it on and off. But they're honestly getting more and more types of period cups. Like, I was being advertised one on Instagram recently, and it has like a thing to remove it that like makes it a lot easier to remove. So yeah. So can I ask a question? Yes. I want one to save money though. Yeah, it's so freaking nice not having to pay for it, not having to smell blood, like not having to deal with it. Like, oh my gosh, everything is a huge plus. It's one of the best decisions. Yeah, definitely one of the best purchases I've ever made. That's one of the best purchases I've ever made, my guitar. And Beats headphones. I highly recommend getting headphones just because these are wireless, and so you can walk around while you're listening to music, or walk around while you're working. Or like if you're doing laundry or doing dishes, you don't have to have your phone near you. So yeah, and the Alexa was actually I got Alexa as a gift, but yeah, that would be such an interesting video, best and worst purchases. I've seen other YouTubers make those videos, so we're done talking about that. I would not want my boyfriend to get me that. I think it's a good gift. It's so great. If a guy got that for my daughter, I would throw him out of the house. What? If you're in a long-term relationship though, really, I would not be upset. That's okay. Maybe, you know, my Christmas gift guide, I didn't say that in the Christmas gift guide. So maybe I'll never say that in a gift guide before. I mean, after this point, the Pope said today, God forgives, but the earth does not. He's correct. Earth Day is not controversial. What is controversial is pantheism and New Age practices sometimes attached to Earth Day celebrations by secularists. Interesting. I've been accused of earth worship so many times, and like I said at the beginning of, Lizzie, no, that's embarrassing for girls, I think. It'd be sort of weird from a boyfriend. Did you get a nose piercing? It looks nice. You must have just gotten here. I gave a disclaimer at the beginning. So my nose, I lost my nose piercing. I've had my nose pierced for a year, and I got it pierced in February of 2019. So I lost my nose piercing when I was sleeping, and that happens all the time where it comes off when I'm sleeping, because I'm like very rowdy with my hands, everything. I guess I have nightmares a lot or something, who knows. But I have really dramatic dreams that I act out or something, and it always falls off when I'm sleeping, but I could not find it, and I like shook all the covers, and I like looked everywhere and couldn't find my nose ring. And I don't have another one, which is crazy because I bought a whole set, but I don't know, they got displaced when I moved, maybe, I don't know. But this is an earring. Isn't that weird? It's like literally like a pearl flower earring, and that's the only thing I could find because it will close up if not. So, hi Amy, how are you? So that's what that has to do with. I don't think it looks that cute, but anyways, those are a lot of my thoughts on Earth Day and Earth worshiping. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really tired. I didn't have coffee today. I probably should have made coffee today. Cute though. I don't think it's cute at all. I think it's embarrassing. But I'm hanging in there enjoying the new Bible. Aww. Are you such a bad aim that your earring ended up in your nose? I thought it was a bug. Oh my gosh, why wouldn't you tell me if there's a bug on my nose? That would be so freaking scary if there was like a bug on my nose for the whole video and no one even told me. I would be so freaking scared. Thank you for the donation. I like you, but the Bible does not teach eternal torment. I'll still discuss it with you on your channel if you're still down. Do you mean doing like a collaboration video about hell? I recently made a video talking about purgatory, talking about hell, so I feel like I've addressed that a lot on my channel. Jesus talked about hell more than anyone in the New Testament, so it's like impossible to argue that it doesn't exist or that Jesus wasn't talking about it, because he talks about it so much as an eternal flames. An eternal fire. That's how Jesus talked about it. Lizzie, I've been thinking that the Bible supports annihilationism lately, where souls get destroyed. Where do you get that from? I'm so interested. What do you do? Oh, what do I do if I want to be vegan, but I'm allergic to raw fruits and vegetables? I also have gastroparesis, can eat very few things. So for some people, it's impossible to be vegan if you're really allergic to like that many things, or if you have certain like if you are in recovery from ulcerative colitis, for example, like you can't have any fiber in your diet. So there's certain medical conditions where I totally get it, like it's impossible to be vegan. But I don't think for your situation, I feel like you could still eat maybe like root vegetables or beans. I mean, what do you do in general, like in your current diet, to get vitamins and minerals if you can't eat fruits and vegetables? That seems like a huge, huge issue. I mean, with how I'm vegan, I eat a lot of oats, a lot of beans and rice and pasta sauce, pizza. I eat stuff like that, tacos, I eat fake meat. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't have vegetables and fruits in it, but I'm just worried for your diet. Supplements, lots and lots of supplements. Wow, that's crazy that you get all your vitamins and minerals from supplements. Can you eat potatoes? Because I feel like rice, potatoes, beans, lentils, oats, pasta, bread are like the staples of veganism. But I mean, you don't have to be a raw vegan as well. So who is your favorite Catholic apologist? I don't know if I have a favorite Catholic apologist. I haven't listened to enough people. Is that a Sid Dickens tile on your windowsill? I'm not sure what that is, but it's a Mary picture. I'm traumatized, Lizzie. I gotta go. By all my female talk earlier, you're still being affected by it. Don't forget to like the vid. Yes, everyone thumbs up the video, like the video. It really, really helps a lot. Amy, thank you for the donation. Pay it forward, buy a friend a coffee. Oh, okay, I will. Are you vegan at all because you believe animals shouldn't be killed for food? Yes, I mean, I think it's okay to kill animals for food. Like I've been saying, veganism is a huge luxury. Not everyone can go vegan. There have been so many times in the history of the world where people couldn't go vegan. So now we can like transport fruits and vegetables and grains from like all over the world and get produce all year long. So it's so easy to be vegan now. There's like no excuses, maybe like a couple excuses with like absurd medical conditions, like we just heard from someone who's allergic to fruits and vegetables, but which is not all veganism. But anyways, so I think in a perfect world, you shouldn't try and kill animals if it's possible. You may have to in certain situations, But if it's possible to not kill animals, then that's like amazing and a huge plus and like such a blessing. Paid for someone's Starbucks order today. It felt nice to do something. Oh, Lizzie, there are over 500 passages of scripture that plainly state that the end of the wicked is death, destruction, perishing. Therefore, it stands to no reason that the wicked will be destroyed. Why don't you DM me on Twitter and send me all these hundreds of Bible verses? I think that you may be confused about like metaphorical things in the Psalms and their current view of, well, I don't know if you're talking about the Old Testament, because in the Old Testament, they thought everyone went to the place of the dead and that their souls continued to exist. So annihilationism is not something that, like, at the time they would have understood. How do I talk to someone about the faith who says I'm spiritual, not religious? How do I convince someone of theism if they are into pantheism? So I made a whole video talking about I'm spiritual but not religious. So look up on YouTube, type into YouTube Lizzie's Answers, spiritual but not religious. I answer the question. But it's really easy if you're talking to a Christian who believes in Jesus but is against religion, because you just tell them, open your Bible, go to Acts 2, and it talks about the start of the church, of a physical church, of an actual church in the Bible. So Jesus did start a church through the apostles. He appointed 12 apostles, and then they started a church, and there's a clear leadership structure. And even when Judas killed himself, they chose Matthias to replace him, also in the book of Acts and Acts 1. So it's really clear in the Bible that they totally had a church going on. I know so many families here in Wisconsin that would be bankrupt and their family business destroyed if dairy went away. I fully support my family who are dairy farmers with their family. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things in the economy that have to change gradually for things to work out. I mean, you could say the same thing about like slavery going on in the southern. I'm not comparing animals being killed to slavery, just to be clear, but it's kind of an economic analogy. You could say, oh, this is our main income source for our fields. We need our slaves to grow all of our food. It's really, really important. It would destroy our family economically if we didn't have our slaves anymore. So I think it's somewhat analogous, where just because an unethical practice is helping someone stay afloat economically, that doesn't mean that it's not unethical and that something should change with how it's done. When Lizzie skips your question 5 times in a row, let me try and see if I can find your question. Oh, what are your thoughts on Thomistic theology in the afterlife? I haven't done enough research on it. Thoughts on, oh my gosh, you commented multiple times. That's so funny. I just bought morning plant seed. It's a plant that has helped in impoverished areas. It grows as a tree. It is very nutritious. Oh, that's so sweet. People need to cut back on meat without quitting. And oh my gosh, also you guys, the new thing, I think in like 5 years, this will be the norm. So they're creating lab-made meat. So it's exactly like meat. It tastes the same as meat. It is meat, but they take stem cells from a chicken or a cow or a lamb, whatever animal you want to eat, and they grow these stem cells, the muscle fat cells, in a lab, and they create chicken and beef. And they've already successfully done this. They're just trying to make the process faster and cheaper. But there's all these companies all over, like in Israel, there's a big company, and several in Europe and several in California making lab meat. So that's like a huge answer to all of our environmental problems as well, because soon you'll be able to produce animals without cutting down rainforests, without taking up so much water, without having to clear all of this land, without having to feed like millions of pounds of grain and soybeans to animals. We can instead feed that food to humans. So the Burger King Impossible Whopper is disgusting. Yeah, I've had their vegan burger and it's pretty horrible. I'm looking forward for that one becoming a common thing. Did Jesus eat meat? Yes. We already have talked about this throughout the whole video, so go watch from the beginning if you're confused. I bought army pants today from Walmart. I like your outfit today, Lizzie. Super cute. Thank you. Real fake meat. Does your family eat more plant-based or do they eat a lot of meat? So my sister goes back and forth. Like, she recently started getting the vegan purple carrot meal delivery service, which is like Blue Apron or HelloFresh, but the vegan one. But she definitely eats meat and dairy and butter and all of that. My parents, and growing up, we had meat every other day. So yeah, like for lunch we might have meat, but for dinner every other day we didn't have meat. And in general we have like zero red meat ever. We eat like low fat milk and low fat cheese. So my family eats like extremely healthy for omnivores. But yeah, they don't eat that much meat and they're really, really healthy. So I'm not worried about them getting cancer or anything. But actually, my mom does have a couple health conditions that cutting out dairy really, really helps with. Queen Elizabeth is a reptilian. Yeah, it was just her birthday. No, the Eucharist is literally Jesus' flesh and blood. Jacob M is back. Hi, welcome. Do you like my flashing glittery lights? I always want to do those for my videos, but I feel like it'd be too distracting if there was like glittery light throughout the whole video. Lizzie, what is your email? I will send you the New Testament passages. My email is LizziesAnswers@gmail.com. Super easy. Hey, you look great today, Lizzie. Thank you. I have my eyelashes on from a few days ago, so I'm set and ready to go. All I had to do was put on face makeup and eyeliner. It was super fun. Can true vegans own cats? Cat food is not vegan. So cats are carnivores. So cats have to eat meat. Google account was actually telling me, Google account is one of my subscribers who's in the live chats a lot. He was telling me that he actually feeds his cat plant-based. I mean, his dog plant-based, not his cat, his dog plant-based. So, yeah, dogs are omnivores, but cats are carnivores. And I mean, if you look at cats' teeth, they like jut down, like clearly they're carnivores. We don't look like carnivores, but cats do. My family eats so much meat and not that healthy and more processed food. I want my parents to live long time, so it's kind of disappointing. Yeah, that's really heartbreaking to think about that. Have you caught up with those scholars that surprisingly surprised you during your years of study, the ones who converted before you? Are you talking about my friends from college who are Catholic? No, we don't keep up. I only keep up with like 4 people from my college. I love my shaved head. Oh, that's so exciting. Other than Freely, which vegan YouTubers do you like? I love Unnatural Vegan so much. All my other favorite vegan YouTubers stopped being vegan. Like Kalel was one of my favorite channels. I loved Raw Alignment. It's just like, it's heartbreaking that so many vegan YouTubers stopped being vegan. Lizzie, you look very healthy. I might try this vegan business. Thank you. Once I went vegan, all my friends are like, your face glows so much. And I got a lot more energy, and it definitely helps with my bipolar as well, being able to eat throughout the day. Is the video buffering? No, it's so sad. I'm vegan and I believe we need to help the planet. However, the mentality that we are overpopulated and need to stop reproducing is anti-life. Yeah, it's so awful. And guess what? Veganism totally solves the problem because people are like, we can't support this many people on the earth. And it's true. We cannot support this many people on the earth if we keep eating the same amount of meat. If we cut down on the amount of meat, the planet can totally support more people. So that's why like it's impossible moving forward to keep consuming the same amount of meat. What is on your nose? Oh my gosh. So my nose ring came out last night and I can't find it and I only have one nose ring and it will close up if I just leave it without something in it. So I chose an earring and I put it in my nose because there is nothing else to do, and I ordered some on Amazon, but it might take a while to come. So this might be my life for a little bit. It's a bug. Yeah, do you guys want to see it up close? Here, I'll show you. It's really cute. I mean, it'd be cute if it was in my ear. It's like a little pearl flower. My friend is mad at me because she keeps talking about money and I keep shutting her down. She's trying to get money from you. Yeah, that's pretty. Paul, that's kind of inappropriate to say. People can't recognize me anymore. That's so funny. Vegan Gains is annoying. Oh my gosh, I watch Vegan Gains too. It's so funny. He had a really funny video he uploaded recently a couple weeks ago. It's like life without a gym. Because he's like a huge, like constantly at the gym. Like that's his username, Vegan Gains. Like his entire point of his channel is showing that you can be vegan and have huge muscles and be really strong and like be a gymming type person. That's like his entire brand. So he's like life without the gym, and he went and bought like a ton of resistance bands and was like trying to figure out how to work out without a gym. It was pretty funny. So I suggest checking out Gabby After Hours a couple weeks ago. Just wondering if you checked him out. Yes! I finally looked up Gabby After Hours and I watched his videos on the rosary and talking about the Marian apparitions. So such good quality videos. We're actually going to collaborate later in the year. He's like extremely busy, but I messaged him and so we're going to collaborate. So let me know what you guys want that video to be like. Lizzie, I believe your name is, and everyone else, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, obey the gospel. I do obey the gospel and I have repented. How about that vegan couple? Yes, I don't watch them regularly, but I've like binged on their videos before. So yes, they're really good. It's actually interesting because like all the vegan YouTubers I watch like hate each other. Like Unnatural Vegan and doesn't like Freely, and then Vegan Gains and Unnatural Vegan don't like each other, and Unnatural Vegan, maybe she's the problem. Oh my gosh, she's the problem because she doesn't get along with everyone. So maybe it's just her. I don't know. I just sent the email with the New Testament scriptures. Thank you, and thank you for the donation. I think going to Mass is essential. We should be allowed to go back to Mass. We're trying to prevent the spread of everything though, so. It took me an hour and a half to shave my head last week. My bathroom looked like a barber shop. An hour and a half? Why don't you just go like, I know nothing about shaving. I mean, I do shave my armpits and stuff. I guess that does take a while for a little bit of hair. So yeah, that makes sense. Lizzie, did you get my email? So I'm actually live streaming on my phone, so I can't go look on the email or it cuts out the live stream. So we shall see later. I shaved my head once. It took a long time. I'm not going back to Mass until this is over. I'm not vegan, but I've been avoiding meat to see if it helps my heart issues. Aw. Any opinion on the fewness of the saved? How do you feel about that? I don't know. And one of the things I love about Catholicism is that we don't make judgments about who's saved and who's going to hell and who's, you know what I mean? Like we know if saints are in heaven. So there's like a few people amidst like billions of Christians who were like, that person is definitely in heaven. They've had verified medical miracles through their intervention. But everyone else, it's like a huge question mark. And I love that. I love that it's a question mark. I love that we're not going around being like, that person's definitely in hell. That person's in heaven. It's like, it's really nice. So yay. Thank you for the donation. To my knowledge, Gabby After Hours is also a convert. I think so. This would be good first talking point for your collab. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll ask about that. I shave my head all the time. My hair is thinning on top. Looks okay at a one guard. You should have the fart dude as a guest on your channel. Things like Holy Communion and confession need to be done in person. Yep. How did you cope with church disunity when you were converting? What do you mean? Do you mean like leaving my church? Or Gabrielle After Hours is really good too. The electric razor died halfway through, then had the rest of my head with a regular razor. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I'm gonna go cook my food and we're going to make more food because I was eating my dinner earlier. And then I ordered Thai food. I got pad thai ew, and they actually put tofu in it from a vegan place. So I'm so lucky. There's this like Thai vegan place like super close. I shouldn't say this, but I hope there's multiple Thai vegan places in LA. But now you guys know what neighborhood I live in or something. I don't really understand indulgences. It's a special grace granted to people in unusual circumstances who recite the Chaplet of Mercy. Yeah, I don't understand indulgences either. I haven't researched it yet. I'm just generally upset that we aren't united or at least chill with each other. Yeah, so like most of my Protestant friends think I'm still a Christian. It's like, I don't really know whether or not people think I'm a Christian. I haven't like asked people, but I assume that most of my friends think I'm still a Christian. So I think it probably depends on the person. I don't know what my parents think even. I guess like people don't want to be rude. So if people think that I'm not a Christian anymore, I feel like maybe they just like haven't told me or something. I don't know. But I assume most people in my life believe I'm a Christian. And I mean, I think that my Protestant people are Christians as well. So, yeah. Oh, yay, my food is like steaming. This is gonna be so delicious. Okay, we're actually gonna go on the floor because I don't want to eat on my bed. One time I was live streaming and eating on my bed, and the food spilled on my bed, and I was like, no. But that totally happens. Okay, I'm gonna put my tripod in here. Here we go. Does that work? Yay, that works. Okay. All Catholics are Christians, not all Christians are Catholic. Yep, that's exactly right. How can non-denominational exist? Wouldn't their theology fall in line with one of the 30,000 denominations? Yeah. So non-denominational just means that the church doesn't have a headquarters. So technically like non-denoms are like still denominations, but some non-denom churches will start as one church and then they'll create other churches. Like Calvary Chapel is a great example. In Orange County in California, Mariners Church is a great example, where it starts with one campus and then they start evangelizing and creating other churches. So then like they're basically a denomination at that point, right? I took a break from watching an elective art course and decided to tune in here when I saw you were streaming. Best wishes to you. Am I banned? No, we can see your comments. That would be kind of cruel if someone was blocked on my channel and they didn't know they were blocked, so they kept like chatting, but no one saw it. Lizzie, remember how COC always said we are not a denomination? So silly. Yeah, so the church I grew up in actually was very much into like, we're non-denominational. I was actually rewatching a video on my channel called Stuff Church of Christ People Say, which I made when I was in college. And I shared like little quotes from the church, like, sprinkling isn't baptism, and what would you do with a Bible degree? saying that to a woman, and like, I'm so excited for Bible camp, like little things that are like very COC. And one of the things in the video was like, we are not a denomination. And like, it totally is. But the thing is, we don't have a headquarters. So all the churches are like really similar to each other, but they don't have a headquarters. So that's technically what a denomination means. This is tofu. Oh my gosh, Gail is back. Someone just asked if we can have the fart person on my channel for an interview. I heard that I should stay away from any church that has Church of Christ at the end. My friend said they're likely a cult. So there actually is a cult within Church of Christ called the Boston Movement, but the general church is totally not a cult. Okay. How can I leave the Church of Christ started if I never was adopted into it by the graces of God? I did that to someone on another platform. If you get blocked, you could still watch but not chat. The funny thing was stuff could still get, though, for a little while. The chat was starting to stink for a minute there. Yeah, I put him in timeout. I didn't want to block him from my whole channel. That's not, like, blockable, you know? Everyone says I look better with a buzz cut. Prayer's life. I believe I can fly. We have a church here that I actually like, but they say COC at the end, but they say they are not related to COC. Yeah, it's interesting because there's not, like, there's so many different Protestant denominations. And so it's kind of, like, hard to think of names, you know, because there's so many of them. So it's pretty funny that some of them get, like, really similar names. Do COC members really believe they were founded in 30 AD? It depends on the person. Like, I didn't think they were founded in 30 AD because I learned about the Protestant Reformation in school. And, like, just facts about the world, like, the Protestant Reformation happened. So I thought that Church of Christ was the original church for, like, 300 years, and then the Catholic Church took over and destroyed it. So that's why it was so easy for me to become Catholic, because I was like, I thought Church of Christ theology was the theology in the early church. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Catholic theology that was the theology in the early church. So yeah, it made it pretty easy to convert. But on some Churches of Christ signs, they say founded in 33 AD. Well, I need to bounce. Catch you another time. Bye. Essenes, Gnostics. Unpopular opinion, the Catholic Church is not as united as we like to portray it. We are just divided with unnamed denominations of our own. I don't agree with that, though. Like, what do you even mean by that? Do you mean we're divided by, like, individually? I mean, there is, like, the Latin Mass community that is not very united with the rest of Catholicism. So, yeah, I don't know. Did you find it harder being Christian in college? It was so much easier being Christian in college because I went to a Christian college and all my friends were, like, super devout there. Whereas my high school was super atheist and everyone hated God. Well, they didn't like hate God, maybe through their actions they did, but they didn't think God existed. They didn't believe in God. So it was obviously like bounds easier in college, and I think I became so spiritually healthy because of that. It looks like you're eating gummy worms. It's noodles. Lizzie, I'm a conservative Republican. We're not completely careless of the environment. We're just pointing out the flawed conspiracy theories coming from the left, such as climate change. Yeah. So I was talking earlier about how it doesn't even make sense to me how someone wouldn't be an environmentalist even if you don't believe in global warming, because like my main issues have to do with like air pollution, cutting down rainforests to raise livestock to eat, destroying deep sea oceans by fishing. Like these things have nothing to do with believing in global warming. So I don't understand why not believing in global warming means like not caring about the environment. And tofu is so good. How do you get money for private colleges? So I didn't pay for college. My college paid me. I mean, what happened was, so my dad is a professor at a university that's part of this network called Tuition Exchange. So they picked 3 people at Pepperdine for tuition exchange, and I had to do like an essay and submit and like show them my GPA and my classes and everything. So like I earned it by my behavior, not my behavior, by my grades throughout high school and by like my essay and stuff. So I earned this scholarship that meant that $30,000 of my college was paid for, and then, or 35,000, I think. Yeah, 35,000, and then the other 10,000 were through 2 other scholarships that I also earned. So my parents paid for room and board, which was really, really generous, and I want to do that for my children as well, because I think it's important setting up your children to go off into the world. So definitely, like, I wouldn't have gone to a private college if I didn't have it all paid for. And something actually really, really cool. So once I got into Pepperdine, I was obviously like so excited, but I didn't think I would end up going because it was so expensive. So I promised God that if I was able to get all the scholarships figured out, that every single time I'm on the airplane traveling back and forth from college, I will spend the entire flight reading my Bible. And so that's what I've done. And it's stuck. Like even now, whenever I'm on the airplane, it's like my God time where I like read my Bible or pray the rosary now that I'm Catholic. So yeah, Pepperdine gave me that experience. I love your headband. Thank you. It's a little like princess crown. Hi Lizzie. Hi Always Catholic Night. Lizzie, I saw my brother Tim on FaceTime tonight and he looked good. Very encouraging. Keep the prayers coming. Oh, I'm so happy. I could never be Democrat because I am pro-life. Thank you for the donation. Oh, you donated after I read the other comment, but thank you for the donation. That makes me so happy he's doing so well. The rosary really, really works. My dad is writing his life story. He's really bored. Oh my gosh, he's gonna try to get published. That's honestly really, really cool. I'm trying to eat these noodles. They're like all glued together. It's so hard. I'm writing a diary, but I keep forgetting to write. World Youth Day got canceled? No, that's so sad. Are you allowed to disagree with parts of Catholic theology? No. Texas equals Taylor Marshall country. Okay. My standpoint is the great loss of faith among Catholics is far more important than saving the planet. But I also understand that keeping the planet clean and healthy is also important. Yep. I've gotten into some arguments with a friend of mine recently. I'm not addressing you particularly. Lizzie, you all always have lovely hair. Thank you. It's just my natural hair. I don't do anything. It just dries in a straight way. So I'm really, really lucky that I don't have to worry about it ever. Chewing ASMR. I think my life story would be better, but much more depressing. Interesting. That's interesting, Jake. I have not. Take some donations and buy lotion for your knuckles. What? What is this? Oh, my skin is dry. I have really, really dry skin. So I have a lot of lotion that I could use. I don't know why I've like let this happen. I didn't notice, but you're right. My hand is becoming dry. I went into an episode and cut all of my hair off, and now I'm jealous of everyone with long hair. Oh my gosh, you're female and you cut all your hair off. That's so crazy. Wow. Your nails always look pretty, Lizzie. Thank you. Here's my salt with the Catholic Church. Why do we look to humans for guidance on morality? Who do you follow and answer to? God or the Catholic Church? Who is your allegiance? So God and the Catholic Church are intertwined because it's Christ's church run by the Holy Spirit. So it is God. Like half of the church is divine and half of the church is human. So the divine part is perfect. So there's literally no dichotomy at all. Once I was in an episode and cut my bangs and I was at a group home. Not good. Oh no. I'm a female and shaved my hair because I couldn't take care of it because of muscular dystrophy. Wow. Are you going to change your diet to non-vegan when you decide to have a child? I'm going to do a vegan pregnancy, which is totally possible. I'm definitely going to work with a nutritionist just because I want to make sure that I'm taking all the right supplements and eating healthy and everything. So, I mean, I already eat really healthy, but I'm definitely going to do blood tests once all of this is over, just because people were like going after me on Twitter and saying I have an unhealthy diet. And so I want to do blood tests and just prove to everyone that I have perfect results. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I am deficient in something, and yeah, we'll see. So either way, it'll be really, really good because it'll help me. Weird question, but did God feel when Jesus was on the cross? Like, do they share the same thoughts and stuff? I don't know. That's a really complicated question. You should read On the Trinity by St. Augustine. He might discuss it in there. Am I to submit to the advice of bishops who have abused people? So, like I said, there's a divine part of the church and a human part of the church. So it's the same with priests. There's like a divine part of them where they become Jesus during the Eucharist and they become Jesus during confession. So in that way, you can listen to like the divine part of them. Not that they're divine, but like Jesus speaks through them when they're giving a homily, for example. So you can listen to that. But then when they're just like being a regular person, obviously if they're like telling you to sin, then you don't listen to that. Yay, I'm almost done eating. It's so delicious. What if a bishop said, the Holy Spirit is speaking through me, and then he told me to do something heretical? So what I mean is during sacraments. So the Holy Spirit is working through the priest or bishop during the Eucharist, during Mass, and in confession. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, Lizzie and all came in late from supper. Yeah, we've already been on here for an hour. It seems like the church fathers opposed fatalism, but wasn't Augustine teaching a type of it? His views seems like Calvinist. I'm not that familiar with that to give you a good answer. I have not studied Augustine that much. I have read Confessions and City of God and On Christian Doctrine, but like sections. So that's it. Did you ever watch the movie Convinced? No! Is it on Amazon Prime? I'll watch it tonight if it is. I just screenshotted it. I totally forgot. Where did you get your headband, Lizzie? It's so cute. I think at like Francesca's or Forever 21. I forget. If you could meet any saint, who would it be? Probably Paul from the Bible, St. Paul. You guys are talking to each other. Jesus left us a church. He didn't leave us a Bible. The church made the Bible. Reasons to eat more plant-based. Number 1, help the environment. Reduce water consumption, water pollution, reduce CO2 and methane emission. And also, it's environmental because we cut down so many rainforests to grow soybeans and grow grain to then feed animals. And then fish is horrible too because it destroys our marine life and coral reefs. It's really, really sad. Antibiotic resistance, yeah. It's so scary that we eat so many animal products and then it literally is making it antibiotic resistant. I just can't even process. It's so sad. Okay, we're gonna go back up here now. Sorry, I'm trying to balance my tripod. There we go. Do you like how modestly I'm dressed today, you guys? Are you impressed? Have you met any arrogant Catholics? Not in person, but I've seen arrogant Catholics a lot online for sure. Oh no, my tripod is not staying up. Here. There we go. I have it on my Bible. I'm using my Bible to try to hold up my tripod. Because I have this tripod. I've showed it to you guys. So I have this and then it like opens up into a tripod. But when I try to have it like that, it always ends up falling over. Like I'll show you guys. I'll try to put it up and it'll fall over. Oh my gosh, it worked. This is a strange angle, but we can keep going. Please check out Catholic Brittany Sellers. I wish you would buy a new tripod. Is it immodest to wear a bikini? No, it depends on the bikini. So there's like thong bikinis that are really, really immodest. But then there are like the bikinis I wear are really modest. They cover up my butt, they cover up my chest. So I actually made a video doing like a bikini try on haul. So go watch the video. And in the video, I show modest bikinis and how to wear modest bikinis. So then just feed grass to cows rather than the soy or corn? No, but that's horrific for the environment when we grass feed animals because it takes up so much land and so much water, and it's like even worse for the environment to do grass-fed grazing cows. Modesty is attractive. She's a cat person. That's true. Very much a cat person. The word pray means to ask. Yeah, so the Old English word. So what I say, and I get some backlash for this, I say we don't pray to saints, we ask them to pray for us. But the Old English word pray means talk. So it means we talk to them and ask them to pray. But I just say, since the current connotation of praise is worship, I just say we don't pray to them, we ask them to pray for us. So yes, I like birds. That's interesting. I feel like everyone's either a dog or a cat person, or like not an animal person. Do you meditate? No, I never know what people mean when they say that they meditate. Like one of my best friends is really into meditation and he's tried to explain it to me and I still don't understand what meditation is. Good morning from the other side. Good morning. What country do you live in? I wear all my clothes on the beach, even socks and shoes, but I can't swim. Interesting. Lizzie, you look like you just got back from a wedding. Except for, oh, Vince, did you see what I'm wearing? I'm wearing an earring on my nose because I lost my ear piercing last night when I was sleeping. So I'm wearing an earring because otherwise the piercing will close. If I could meet any saint, it would be Saint John Paul II because we share a birthday. Oh. There's a Catholic app called Hollow that you can meditate. I tried it today and it's not even religious. So how's it a Catholic app and a religious app? I think non-Catholics are jealous because we get Jesus completely through the sacraments. Who does the best workout videos? So I really love Kayla Itzine's, Blogilates, Emmy Wong. What is the other? Oh, Exit. And there's this other YouTuber I do. It's called Royal Fitness. So those are all YouTube channels. If you want to know what workout videos I do, just DM me on Instagram or Twitter and I'll send you all the videos I do. I do lower body, abs, upper body. So, Athleon. I tried a Chloe Ting workout and it was pretty intense. Wow, I've never heard of her before. You should make an exercise playlist. I have an exercise playlist, so I'll send it to whoever wants to see it. I think I'm gonna go back to my art lecture. Okay, bye, have fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do you like the Latin Mass? I like Novus Ordo more than Latin Mass, but I do enjoy Latin Mass. What do you think about My Little Princess? She's my profile pic. I don't know what that is. How do you celebrate Mass during this time? So we have live streams of Mass that we can watch, but it doesn't really feel like Mass to me. But I mean, it's still really, really nice. You should do a video about working out. I've actually done polls on Twitter asking if people want a workout video and they say no. Do you mean sharing what workouts I do? Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. Lizzie, did you feel called to the Catholic Church? Sister. I don't really agree with like called language. It's not showing my profile picture on the feed. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, you were talking about, like, my little something, and I didn't, it seemed like your picture wasn't that at all. By the way, everyone, thumbs up the video, like the video. I appreciate everyone throughout the stream who has already liked the video. You said it was bad for the environment for cows eating soy and corn, but also grass. It doesn't make sense. Are you saying that cows shouldn't eat something? No. So the grazing, like the land and the water needed to grow the grass is really bad. And cow farts are really, really bad for the environment. I'm not kidding. And doing like methane and CO2 emissions are caused by cows. Thank you for the donation, David Kelly. Appreciate you. You can't even take the Eucharist now. I know, it's heartbreaking. But anyways, I recommend to watch a video called Cowspiracy. Like, leave this video and go watch Cowspiracy right now. It's way better than my live stream. It's a really, really good video, and it explains everything about the environmental impact. Oh my gosh, thank you for sending me an emoji. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate you a lot. I love the little, like, emoji donations. They're so cute. Where do you find all of your books? On Amazon. That's where I buy like every single book that I own. I have a Amazon playlist of books I recommend. So if you want to YouTube search Google Lizzie's Answers Amazon playlist and my Amazon playlist, my Amazon store. Yeah. So Lizzie's Answers Amazon store. If you search that on Google, then my Amazon store will come up with all my book recommendations. Lizzie's live streams make my day so much better. Where is the best place to start for becoming Catholic? I've been looking into it over the past few days, but I'm worried that I'm just in the phase since I don't feel God at all. Wait, what? So if you want to become Catholic, join RCIA. It's a class at Mass. Right now, it isn't happening. I mean, some have it happening over Zoom. Thank you for the donation, Always Catholic Night. Why don't you DM me on Instagram or Twitter and we can talk over it, because right now it's kind of up in the air, everything that's happening. But I recommend emailing a priest at the closest Catholic church and telling him that you're interested in becoming Catholic and asking what the process is. Because there's a class called RCIA, which is Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults. And you take the class for a year and then you become confirmed and receive First Communion and get baptized if you're not already baptized. So that's the whole process that you go through. But I have a whole video on how to become Catholic. So YouTube search Lizzie's Answers, how to become Catholic, and my video will come up. And in the video, I talk about like a lot of resources I use to learn more about the faith, like the Word on Fire Bishop Barron app really helps, and there's an encyclopedia called New Advent. So if you just YouTube search New Advent, Vince, thank you for the donation. Can we video chat on my birthday? Yes, just DM me when it gets closer. So, New Advent is an encyclopedia. So anytime you want to know something about Catholicism, just Google New Advent Purgatory, New Advent Mary, New Advent Heaven. So anything like that. Thank you for the donation. You guys are being so nice today. David Kelly. Thank you, Lizzie, for being so inspiring and honest and vulnerable. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers while I was sick. Aww. I love the month of May, the month of Mary. Oh, I'm so excited for May. It'll be so warm and nice and not dreary outside. There is some scripture that says meditate on the word of God. I'm not sure what it means to meditate. So that's a good question, because I was just saying I don't understand what people mean by meditating. But I think it means just analyzing. So just like reading the passage, thinking about it. What is this saying about God? What is this saying about me? And what is this saying about how I should live out the faith? So ask those three questions. What it's saying about God, what it's saying about my identity, and what it's saying about how I should live. And just think about those three questions when you're reading through Bible passages. That really, really helps me a lot. Are priests doing Zoom confessions? No, we have to do it in person. It could just be a huge security breach, like someone could hack into it or be listening. So I mean, Alexa could be listening. I heard an ambulance. Do you do yoga? So I don't do Buddhism yoga. I do Americanized Western yoga that doesn't have a spiritual component to it. I miss confession. Me too. Look up the Lectio Divina. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Lizzie, you have really nice hair. Thank you. David Kelly, thank you for the donation. That's such a cute halo emoji. I like it. Zoom is a Chinese company, definitely not a good app. Because it comes from China? That's so racist. What? What do you mean by that? You're not racist, but you said something that totally comes across as racist. What the heck? That's so mean. One of my best friends is from China. That's so offensive to me. I need to go to confession so bad and receive the Eucharist. I think so many people feel the same way. I wonder how girls named Alexa feel about the Alexa product. I think it has probably, like, you know how you can Google like Urban Dictionary different names, like Erica, Ryan, Matt, Josh, Liz, and like they'll be like, a Liz is like this type of person, da 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 da. So I'm sure now that Alexa will be like a very intelligent, fun, helpful person. Like, I'm sure the connotation of Alexa is like someone who's really intelligent and helpful and peaceful. My girlfriend is half Chinese, so that would be funny. Remember, the government is bad in China and not the people. Yeah, that's a really important distinction to make, for sure. We're so blessed we have confession. Yes. Google account. We were talking earlier about pets because someone was asking if you could be vegan if you feed your cat meat. And I was talking about how you said that you feed your dog vegan because your dog is an omnivore, but cats are carnivores. A close friend, she is from China. Yeah, let's not be rude to people who are Chinese. That's so mean. What the heck? There is a place in scripture where Jesus says we should hate our parents, but also we should honor them. How do you receive these verses? So Jesus was being hyperbolic. He says, and this was my experience leaving my parents' church. So Jesus says we should love him so much as if we hate our parents. So like it's a hyperbole that we should love him so much. Like that's how much we should love him. It's as if we hate other people in our lives, not just our parents. But he said parents because in their culture it was very, very important to respect authority and to respect and take care of your parents. So like by leaving Church of Christ, I hurt my parents so much and I was like hating them because I chose God over them. So that's what it means. Does that make sense? Because yeah, that passage is hard to read, but once you understand that it's being kind of hyperbolic, it makes sense. And actually, one of the first times I went to an Orthodox church during Divine Liturgy, that was one of the scripture readings. And it was so crazy because I was thinking of leaving Church of Christ and becoming Orthodox or Catholic, and that was the Bible passage, and they explained it in that you serve God over everything. How do you feel how the church in China was betrayed by Pope Francis? So I honestly don't know the perspective of everyone there, but I watched a documentary on the church in China, and I think that he was just trying to establish whether or not the bishops had apostolic succession. And I think they did have apostolic succession, and so it was kind of like an objective thing whether or not these people are actually Catholics, and they are because the priests have apostolic succession, the ones that are under the government. So I think he was just trying to create unity in China, and I think some people might have been offended by it, but there are like real Christians, like real Catholic Christians in the government church as well. And it honestly reminds me a lot of what happened during in the Roman Empire under Constantine, when Constantine made Christianity legal and it was like the main religion there, and he kind of took control of the church. So I think it's really, really similar to that, and it's not like a new thing that is happening. It's happened before. And I think that just because the government is really involved in the church doesn't mean that there's not apostolic succession, and doesn't mean that the sacraments aren't real. And I agree with what Pope Francis did. I mean, I have to agree with what he did because he's the Pope, but I understand why he did it, if that makes sense. Don't they dominate the, I don't know what you mean by dominate, but it's still like apostolic succession. The official CCP Catholic Church has dismantled the underground church. There's an underground Catholic church in China. Yeah, I'm aware of that because I watched the documentary. The Pope is dope. You should become Catholic then. It got deleted? No, he was saying it in a positive way. That's like a positive word. Like, it's cool. Like, the Pope is cool is what he meant to say. That's so funny that got deleted. Oh my gosh. It's pretty funny how moderators can delete other moderators' comments. That's like very interesting to me. I wonder if you could create like a king moderator who's in charge of everything. Why did that get deleted? LOL. You know what I mean? Like a king moderator who was like really in charge and couldn't have their comments deleted. That would be very interesting. Pope Francis. What do you think of scapulars? I have a scapular that I wear. I really, really love them a lot. Have you heard of Catholic Brittany Sellner? No. She gives great insight on the problem in the Western world on her YouTube channel. So sad to see the interviews from China and how he was betrayed by Rome. I'm going to screenshot this thing about Brittany Sellner. I've never heard of her. Sorry, Lizzie. It's okay. I understand what you thought because it means drugs or something, right? Catholicism seems to be really compatible with the Eastern cultures. I bet the Chinese would convert in droves if they were allowed. Yeah, I totally agree. Because Catholicism is so collectivist and it's like a monarchy basically. So it's really hard for Catholicism in like individualistic democratic countries, but in like collectivist countries, it totally makes sense. So I agree that so many people would convert if they were able to have complete freedom. What do you believe about the Antichrist? I hear a lot of people think it's the Pope or the President. Okay, people have always, like, throughout all of world history, not all of world history, but you know what I mean? They're always like, is this person the anti-pope? Is this person the anti-pope? This is gonna be the end of the world. Like, communism is the end of the world. Like, the communist leader is the anti-pope. Trump is the anti-pope. Obama is the anti-pope. A lot of people thought that Obama was the antichrist. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. I mean antichrist, where everyone's, sorry you guys, everyone's always calling everyone the antichrist. So Hitler's the antichrist. Obama's the antichrist. Like, it's so ridiculous. I feel like Obama got that more than anyone else. So many people were super racist against Obama. It was really messed up. Remember when Trump, before Trump was president, or even like a big icon, I guess he was already iconic then in a horrible way, but he like demanded to know Obama's birth certificate because he's black, people don't think that he's American. Isn't that so messed up? I feel like we forgot how horrible that was. And it's so crazy that Trump did that, like in history classes in the thing. So, Vince just messaged me that he's in timeout. Who put him in timeout? That's so sad. Taylor Marshall posted a prophecy on his Instagram from a saint. I think about the Antichrist. He's supposed to be born of a Hebrew nun who's not a nun. That's really, really interesting. I'd love to learn more about that. How would you feel if your parents converted to Orthodox instead of Catholicism? I would be so happy if they became Orthodox, to be honest, because it would be so much closer to Catholicism. And they would have the real presence of the Eucharist, and they'd have confession and the sacraments, so they could do last rites. So I would be really, really, really happy if they became Orthodox. It would, like, answer my dreams. But obviously I want them to be Catholic, but Orthodox is like halfway there. I mean, it's like 95% there. So By the way, anyone who just got here, my nose ring, I lost my nose ring. And so I have an earring in my nose ring piercing because otherwise the piercing will close and I'll have to get it re-pierced. So that's why it looks like there's a bug on my nose. That's what that is. I saw your tree hugger post on Instagram. Lizzie, do you have an email address? I have several email addresses. You can email LizziesAnswers@gmail.com. By the way, guys, I might make a morning routine video soon because I know that you guys were requesting me to make a morning routine because this company named Duval reached out to me who make like spin brushes, and I've done spin brushes before and they've been so good for my skin. So if we negotiate a good deal, then I'll do a sponsored video with them. He wouldn't have been allowed to run for president if he wasn't, especially the first time around, a Republican president. Are you still able to go to the club if you're a Catholic? I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to watch everyone around me trying to hook up and say stuff they don't mean and get drunk and get cheap. So what's wrong with me? 'Cause I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to... It's a song by Kelsey Ballerini. It's so good. It's called Club. But anyways, Catholics are allowed to go to the club because drinking is fine as long as you don't get drunk. And dancing is fine as well. So it's like a puritanical culture thing to not want, you know what I mean? It's like totally a Puritan culture to not want to go to the club. But I don't like clubs that much because I go to clubs with friends who are like too courageous and they'll like start dancing with random guys. Like, I'm not kidding. My friends will do that. And I'm like, chill out. And then like guys will come over and try to like touch me and stuff. And I'm like, get away. So I would love going to a club if I could ensure that my friends stuck together and didn't talk to strangers or dance with strangers. That would be ideal. I thought you said it's pure satanical culture to go to the club. Morning routine, you start by waking up. Okay, my morning routine, I would have to get really creative. I mean, I could show you guys what I do to work out, even though I work out at night. So just, you guys can know, this is like an intimate meeting right now, that my morning routine is gonna be a little bit flourished from what an actual, flourished? Flourished? I don't mean flourished. I mean, what word do I mean? Flourished? Flourished? Can someone tell me what word I mean? Anyways, it's gonna be a little fake just because my actual embellished flourish, do I mean that word? I don't know. Anyways, my actual morning routine is like, I snooze all of my alarms. I stayed up until 1 a.m. I wake up at noon. And then I immediately start working, and then I make breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, my actual morning isn't like, I wake up and I do make breakfast when I wake up in the morning. So it would be pretty realistic. I'm gonna show you how I make my smoothies and how I make my coffee. And I'll show you, I don't really do makeup in the morning though, that's the thing. Cause usually, you know what I could do? I could do a morning routine and do my makeup routine in the video because people have been wanting to know how I do my makeup for my videos. So maybe I'll do that. But it will be fake because I don't do my makeup in the morning because we're all staying home. So yeah, I get ready at night when I'm about to film. I always film at night. But yeah, I'm gonna do my morning routine. So I'll do my makeup in it and I'll do my smoothies and I'll show you my workouts. Even though I work out at night and do my makeup at night, I'll like change the time. Cold or hot coffee? Always hot coffee. Lizzie is your university degree? I majored in philosophy. My degree is in philosophy from my alma mater. Am I out of timeout yet? Yeah, you're out of timeout. How long is timeout for? I'm so curious. Are you interested in any other career than YouTube? No, I want to write a book. So my friend's about to graduate from law school and she's going to become my literary agent. And so basically, like, I have a huge problem with I was signed with a book label and we had a huge falling out, but I'm like too scared to talk to them. So I've been waiting for her to get her law degree so she can do it for me since she'll be a lawyer. But they actually pushed back the bar just because of what's happening. So she actually probably won't do her bar exam until like January. So maybe I should just figure it out by myself and find my own agent. But I want her to be my agent. So anyways, I have a book on my conversion and I have a book about my experience with bipolar disorder. So yeah, whenever she becomes an official attorney, then I'm gonna hire her to work for me. You've seen me rolling, so yeah, I've watched these streams for months. Have you read Freely's books? No, they're so expensive. Like, I was gonna get it if it was like under $30, but it's like $60 or something. I'm not paying that much for a book. My book will be like $20, like maybe $15, you know what I mean? You should try to do audiobooks too. Yes, I will totally record my book. That'd be so fun. What is your favorite breakfast food? Smoothies. I make a blueberry muffin smoothie in the morning. Just thought about this. If you die due to dietary reasons, like being under or overweight, is that suicide? No, because most people struggle with a mental illness through an eating disorder. So I don't think that, yeah. No, I don't put muffins in a smoothie, so this is why I'll make a morning routine video talking about it. So basically, I put oats in my smoothie. So I put banana, mango, blueberry, oats, and then flaxseed or chia seeds. So it kind of is like a blueberry muffin because you'd make blueberry muffins with like flour and blueberries and like a sweetener. So like the banana is like sugar and the oats are like flour and the blueberry is like blueberry. So I think of it as like a blueberry muffin smoothie. That's what I call it. When I did my vegan for Lent recipe book, that's what I had in it. So that sounds so good. I don't want to watch everyone around me trying to hook up and get drunk and say stuff they don't mean and get cheap. Lizzie, do you consider honey vegan? I buy agave instead of honey. It's so easy. I do an everything bagel with vegan butter. I'm semi-modest. I go by school dress code way of dressing. Even in hot weather, I'll always carry a light denim like jacket or olive green jacket to shield from sun and indoors. That's really smart. You're gonna have beautiful skin in the future, and I'm gonna have wrinkles on my body because I always tan. Google account says, I'm trying to have a character in my novel that has schizoaffective disorder like me. My hashtag is Crown of Voices. Is that the name of your book? I will read your book, Google account. So, oh, someone talked about oatmeal. I didn't read the whole comment. But the way I make oatmeal that I highly recommend is I get a banana and I crush the banana and then I mix it in with the oats and then I put almond milk in it or oat milk and then I microwave it for like 2.5 minutes and then I put blueberries in, and since it's so warm, the blueberries de-thaw the frozen blueberries. So I highly recommend smashing a banana and then eating your oatmeal. I learned that from Romy Strajid. She's a YouTuber and Victoria's Secret model. Romy Strajid, she makes really, really good YouTube videos. I like her a lot. And say stuff they don't mean and get drunk and get cheap. So what's wrong with me? I don't want to go to the club. When my dad finishes his life story, do you want me to send you a copy? Sure. Lizzie, do you think the Pope made a mistake by allowing the Pachamama ritual in the Vatican? A lot of people are calling him an idol worshiper because of it. Honestly, everyone hates on Pope Francis regardless of what he does. So I think he could I don't even know what I was gonna say, but he could like venerate an icon of Saint Peter and he would get hated on and called an idolater. You know what I mean? People just hate Pope Francis and find things to hate about him. How is it funny? Because it's a autobiography of your dad. It's just so funny. Pope Francis is too liberal. He's not liberal. He's Orthodox. No, I love Pope Francis. Oh, wait. So if Lizzie is vegan, she can never go to the land filled with milk and honey. Oh my gosh, guess what, you guys? So in the early church, when they got baptized, they gave them milk and honey to drink as part of the baptism ritual. So I would have been so mad at my confirmation if I had to be non-vegan to become Catholic. I would totally do it because it's for the confirmation. But I would be so mad. I'd be like, can I do almond milk and agave instead of milk and honey? And they'll be like, no, it has to be milk and honey. And I'll be like, no, I want oat milk instead. So, land of almond milk and blue agave. Yes! Been watching TLMs every day. I'm loving them. Oh, that's so sweet. Doesn't have the same ring. Someone once told me there should be a TV show about my life. I feel like no one would watch it. Okay, you guys, we've been on here for over 100 minutes. So, who is Our Lady of Guadalupe? So, it's a Marian apparition. I highly recommend this book that talks about it if you're interested. So, DM me on Instagram or Twitter and I'll send you the link to the book. You can also just Google, open a different tab and Google Lizzie's Answers Amazon shop and then click on the link, and in the theology book section I have a Guadalupe book, so you can just look for it in there if you don't want to message me. But if you message me, I'll check and try to find it. What's your top 3 favorite genres of music? And you feel like Jesus is disappointed in you? He probably is. When you mess up, he's disappointed in us. He's like a mother or father to us, you know? What are you currently reading? Oh, I actually brought it in to show you guys. This is gonna like take me forever to read because it's 800 pages, but it's talking about the resurrection by N.T. Wright. So I'm gonna make a video where I talk about evidence for the resurrection with this book. But anyways, what was the question? Oh, my favorite music. Folk music is great. I like pop music, country music, and rap music. Catholic rap is great. Do you like Gregorian chant? Obviously, I love Gregorian chant. Is that even a question? I mean, maybe I should have said divine liturgy music as my favorite genre. Nice, I love country. How do you cope with the loss of a loved one? I haven't had to cope with the loss of a loved one since I was in high school. So I would just pray for their soul. I think that's really, really important. And yeah, I feel like I haven't had to deal with it for a long time, so I don't even know. Why is finding love so hard? It's harder than any video game I've ever had to play. I don't think it's that hard. By the way, I only wear short shorts if I were near a beach or it's a heat wave. Otherwise, I usually wear light above the knee shorts or capris and white lightweight jeans. I love N.T. Wright. Gregorian chant, yes. What about contraception? Oh, thank you for the donation. Do you get my email with my link to Pascha? Probably. When did you send it? I get a lot of emails, so it's not likely that I'll see everything. What about contraception in countries where there are so many people who are having children they cannot afford? I visited Kenya and that was a big part of their organization. So just teach them natural family planning. Mother Teresa taught natural family planning when she was a nun in her group in India. So just teach natural family planning. There's so many methods all over the world. Even in really poor countries, they're able to teach different methods of natural family planning to space out children and prevent pregnancies. So easy solution. I wear short shorts, me too. I've been using Catholic Match the past few months, but haven't gotten far. There's a cute girl in Colorado that interests me but didn't reply to me even though she saw my message and profile. Oh, maybe she's not attracted to you. Also, NFP can only be used if there are grave reasons. Wrong! I made a video with an NFP instructor and she talked about all the reasons that you can postpone a pregnancy. And there are a lot of reasons, so I recommend that you YouTube search Lizzie's Answers, NFP, and my video will come up in which I talked about it. And it got demonetized, which is so sad. And I was asking my boyfriend, why did it get demonetized? It's about NFP. And he's like, you have a uterus in the thumbnail, which I do. I found like a vector picture of like ovaries because that's what the video's about, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense why it got demonetized. Because it's talking about medical, I don't think it should have gotten demonetized. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go unless there's other pressing questions. Did Mother Teresa get sainthood? Good question. Can someone else answer that? I feel like I should know. I don't think she's a saint yet because people still say Mother Teresa. So if Pope Francis made her a saint, maybe people would stop hating on him so much. Before I go, make sure to like the video, thumbs up the video. I feel like a comedian because Lizzie laughs at my comments. My mom only uses the pill for hormone imbalance since she had my little half-sister. Happy Easter. It's Easter until Pentecost. Oh, yay. Happy Easter, you guys. Europe and America need more children. Yes, she is a saint. Who made her a saint? She did with JP too. Mother Teresa is a saint. She's my confirmation saint. Oh, she's been canonized. That's so sweet. I love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. My next video is called Women Must Be Silent in the Church, in which I talk about my church growing up, how women had to be silent during church and couldn't talk or help out or teach or anything. So I talk about that. And the video I just uploaded, I reacted to to like a video script on what I hate about Catholicism from 2017. So go check out that video and wait for the next video. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye!